Right, are you coming with us? Having a little walk?
Of course I am, yeah. It's gorgeous evening, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So we'll just have a quick loop round the locks, what we'll be going down in the morning. No, lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Or whenever they turn up. Because we've booked our window now. So we'll go and have a look. Yes, this is the very strict locking up and down on the Monty. And once the window of opportunity has come and gone, everything's locked up again till the following day. Now, if we can get down and see it, on this lock flight, a very, very important narrowboat came this way many years ago. I think it was mid to late 40s, and I'll see if the plate, the blue plate, is on the wall, and we'll have a look at it. Right, I've just gone for a walk. Bernadette's at the top. We're coming down these locks tomorrow, but I just thought I'd fetch you down because where I'm stood now, and behind us, and the lock and the plaque I'll show you in a minute, is so important to the canals and narrowboats and that of today. And in all honesty, if this didn't happen, I don't think we'd have canals. So it's really, really historic. And I'll just show you the plaque now and quickly explain things. Now, where I'm stood and where you was looking at me, behind me, there used to be a dry dock, and a very famous boat called CRICKBAIT was converted for leisure in 1929, and then it was passed on to Tom Rolt, who used it to journey around all the derelict canals, struggling to get through everything, and he wrote a book about it simply entitled Narrowboat, published in 1944, and a fabulous read. Tom Rolt inspired enthusiasts, and without him we wouldn't have the Inland Waterways Association, which was formed in 1946. Well, I'm just sat in the inglorious countryside in the middle of nowhere, steeped in history, and this sort of thing really does, it just gets to me, it really does, because me and Bernadette, we just, you know, we're just obsessed with boating, and we need to know about the history and why things are there. It's so important, so important. We couldn't just have a narrowboat, get on the boat and be on the water and know nothing, because that's not the way it is. So, I mean, Bernadette's at the back again doing her usual thing, chatting to somebody at the top of these locks what we're going through, or going to go through tomorrow. But we're just thrilled to be here, absolutely thrilled. And it's really magical and hard for people to understand how remote it is. But it is truly, truly fantastic. So, I've had my walk, I've had my talk, and now I'll go and see if there's a glass of chilled wine waiting for us now. So, I think, yeah, that'll probably do us for now, and we'll do more later. So, I'm going in a superb frame of mind, and I keep saying it, we're both so lucky, and I never want it to end.
All day, you come down here, 2 minutes, and we phone you up.
It's got to be a nice quiet spot there. Go now when you're ready.
Right.
Right. Right, see ya. Right, Tara.
What's going on the other side?
Right.
See ya.
Yes.
You got the money?
Yes. Let's get going. I don't know. Us Z-list celebrities. People know us all over the place now. I think it's going to be, we'll have to get used to it over this year. Well, that's where we came from 2 days ago, from the top locks, about half an hour, and we moored up for 2 days at the bottom in the western arm. Yeah, it's always really narrow in these areas, so if you come across a boat, it's quite tight.
It's alright here.
Fingers crossed.
Alright down to the
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah. Have you just come down?
No, came down 2 days ago, but stayed there for a bit. Right, so we're now in the remote Montgomery Canal countryside. It's great when some of the, you know, when the canals are being restored, and you can actually use them a bit, because it doesn't happen often. You know, there's a couple like the Droitwich, and I can't remember the others offhand, but this
Litchfield and Atherton.
Is that complete?
No.
I didn't think it was, no.
Being restored though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot being restored, but this has actually got boat movement on it, which is great. Now, very unusual here for canals, but these have been made for canoes getting on and off. Oh, really unusual, but that's what they have on the Montgomery. Right, this is another very historic place on the Monty, the Graham Perma Lock. Now, he was the founder of the Waterways Recovery Group, so there's a lot of history down here on the Monty. So if he hadn't have founded the recovery group, this wouldn't be here. And of course, further back when I was talking about it, if Tom Rolt hadn't have got Cressy and did what he did, there's every chance that many canals, or all the canals, wouldn't have been here anymore, because he was the founder of the IWA with a group of other like-minded people. So we've got to be very thankful to these people, or we wouldn't have this lovely environment we have now. Bernadette's third hard at work. Morning, if it's still morning, afternoon I think, just about. I think we'll have the canal to ourselves now for this journey, pretty certain. I'll be surprised. Yeah. What Bernadette said then, it's leaking in faster than it's going out, or leaking out faster than it's coming in. That's it. The one thing for certain, when you're on canals that are being restored, it's not all plain cruising. So we've had the shallow waters coming down when we were starting off, and this lock we've been clearing all the debris from behind it had our boat hook and that, and we just about cleared it to open the lock for us to get in. And even though it's a very shallow lock, this one, it's took ages because the water's flowing in at such a pace at the back.
It's only a tiny lock, but blinking lots of work.
Yeah, I can't deny.
Jump on just near the lock.
Yeah, that's all it. So remote, this, absolutely so remote, but really nice. But I've just, for people who might not understand as much, boats vary in depth, depends what type of built. We're a very, very heavy boat, and we're drawing about 2'8", which is really good in windy weather because it doesn't bother us. Because the other type, you know, what I call toy boats, they're about 1'6" and 1'10", and they sort of float on the water if it's windy and that, and get affected. And there's a significant amount of boats like that, but they can more or less get anywhere with that depth. But I don't think it's as enjoyable actually boating with boats. We've had a shallow drafted boat. Our first new boat was about 1'8", but it was like floating on the water, and you can get blown over easily and all that. So I'd always have a deeper drafted boat, even though, like on this canal now, we're spending our time ploughing the bottom, as they say. But see, I couldn't go back to a shallow drafted boat. You know, there's some of these mass producing companies now, they're just so shallow when they're built, and it's just not for us. You know, we've done it, and deep drafted and heavy is the way forward. Yeah, it's really hard to explain about this place. It's just a completely different feeling than any other canal. You know, we last year, and we might go again this year, see how we feel. We went up the Ashby, which we love, and that has a special feeling. But this has another unique feeling. You know, the fact that apart from at the western point there at the bottom, where all the facilities are, you get a few boats there when some stay longer than they should do and all that. But you get a few there. But as you go further and further down here, you'll get a few near a pub called the Queen's Head, which we'll probably frequent, either going down today or coming back up tomorrow, even though you don't know when today and tomorrow is. And then we'll go to the very end if we don't stay at the Queen's Head, and then we'll decide, do we go the navigation or have our food in? Decisions. But this is canal wise, this is as remote as you can get, and it just feels very, very unusual, but really nice. It always reminds me when we're going along like this, I always think of that famous book, Swallows and Amazons. You just detach now them everything, and you just it's just superb. And anybody who has a narrowboat needs to experience it. That's all I can say. If you do boating, at some point or other, make certain you get onto the Montgomery Canal. And we're just coming up to a very small aqueduct. There's all these little bits just appear every now and then. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. Why boat in the cities when you can boat in the countryside? That's my philosophy. But then again, it's part of canal life, going through into the towns as well, because that's what they were built for. Just as we go past on the left here, must be one of the most remote moorings you could ever want to see. Just fits a boat of our length very nicely. And it's yeah, it's so dark and so quiet here overnight. So that's where sometimes we moor. Perfect for a 60-footer. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lovely long stretch. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'll never ever understand people who don't realise that some canals have to be straight for a reason. They were never built for leisure. They were built for speed. So if you make it straight, it was all well and good. And we just, you know, you can just more or less switch off when you're going along when it's so straight like this. So just as much as we like the curves, we take in all the straight canals as well. And if you think they're boring, sorry, but for me, you don't understand canals. busy road which will follow us for quite a while. And through here there's some lovely canal side properties. Really nice. Sometimes this is a point sometimes where you can catch up with another boat coming. So we're always a bit wary here. But yeah, you might hear some road noise for the next bit. It's a very nice little piece of canal here. About an inch either side when you go through. Yeah, a bit of a tight squeeze. Well, it's been some really windy weather today. We're just in a bit of some shelter here, but because we don't have to rush, I think we're deciding to stop at Queen's Head to go to the Queen's Head pub today for a bite to eat. And yes, I know, yes. And the other thing is, on our cruise down today, we've seen a grand total of 0 boats, not a boat. And also at these moorings where we're going to moor, there's normally a few, not one boat. So you do get a different sort of thing with restoration. I know it can be a bit hard work because that wind's back again. But it can be hard work getting down here, but we're going to get a smashing mooring and have a nice evening, I think. Very rare sight on this canal, another boat. Well, today it got windier and windier and windier. So we're moored up at the Queen's Head, near the main road. There's like, I think there's a big firm or some sort of place for storage and all that down the road next to us. So we'll have some traffic noise, but we can put up with that. But we'll continue the best we can tomorrow, because for now I think we'll just relax, keep warm, and then go and frequent the Queen's Head. So this will continue, but for now that's it, and we'll speak to you later and get on with the next part of this video. Hopefully it won't be as windy as well. Ta-ra!